regular moderator.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome to Christmas Con 2020. We are so excited to see you guys. I am Jax.
Hey guys, I'm Shawl, and Jax and I are both from Hallmark Channel's Bubbly Sesh podcast. We're so excited to be here moderating today.
And we obviously have an amazing lineup with us. We've got Danica McKellar, we've got Jill Wagner, we've got Kristoffer Polaha and Alicia Witt, and we are so excited to chat with them today. Welcome, you guys.
Hi.
Before we kick things off, you can still get your one-on-one chats. You can still get your recorded video experiences and your autographs by going to That's For Entertainment with the number 4 and buying them right now so you can talk one-on-one with all these amazing people on the screen. So That's For Entertainment.
Yes, so get on it, you guys, if you haven't done it already. I just wanted to start off with Jill. Congratulations on Army. We're so excited for you. How has it been?
Thank you. Oh my gosh, it's this experience has been amazing. I mean, you know what? The silver lining through all of this for me with the coronavirus and everything has been the fact that I've got to stay home more with her and bond, and it's the greatest role of my life for sure. I mean, she's just this cool little chick. I love her.
Oh, that is so awesome. That's so nice to hear. And you look great. You don't look tired, like, you don't look tired, full of life.
Trust me. Okay, I got dolled up for this, but from day in and day out, I do not look like this, and I do look tired. So this is all smoke and mirrors, baby.
It's very effective. And also, Miss Alicia Witt, you just celebrated a birthday.
Oh,
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
I would say we want to sing to you, but we'd rather have you sing to us because you're incredible. So.
Can you imagine if you made her sing happy birthday to herself?
I appreciate that.
Polaha, are we going to hear a Jimmy Stewart impression on the Christmas Con live right now? Because we know you love to do one during your Christmas movies. You got a good one. A good one.
Is it right now? Is now the moment for that?
I mean, sure. Yeah.
What do you want, Mary? You want the moon? I'll take a lasso and I'll swing it around the moon and I'll pull it down. And what do we do with it, Mary?
That's pretty good.
Hey, by the way, guys, I hear that all the time.
Jill's like, stop.
I hear it all the time. Jimmy is all the time on set in Mystery.
Listen, Jill, we're running late to set. Come on.
There's a little lift, I think, of you doing that impression. And speaking of lifts, Danica McKellar, I watch you every day on Insta Live giving homeschooling tips. I love the decor where you've got the business on top and then you've got the PJs sometimes on top.
Yes. I a lot of the interviews and things. So I had a book come out this summer, one of my McKellar math books to help make math fun for kids. Right. So I do these interviews usually in TV studios, whatever news, talk shows or whatever. It's been from home on Zoom. And I don't know about you guys, but I love comfy PJ bottoms. I just like that. If I'm home, I want to be comfortable. So I'll put a dress on and I'll wear the PJ bottoms on all as well. And so I've been posting on Instagram these outfits. I, believe it or not, started coordinating them for the Instagram pictures. But you know what? This dress is red and these pants have a little red in okay, this is gonna look really good. Like the night before, you put your dress together, okay, this is gonna wear jewelry, PJ bottoms.
They do look really good though. The coordination
to entertain ourselves at home, I tell you.
Oh yeah. I think, do you have Christmas earrings on, Danica?
I have Christmas earrings and
bracelets.
Yeah, oh, those look great. Max, you have Christmas earrings on too, I see. Also, both of you ladies have some fun festive earrings.
I love the Christmas swag.
Oh no, look at you, Jax. You have the Christmas earrings over there.
Very, very
Yeah, got my Hallmark sweater. We're ready. We're ready, you guys.
I'm in denim and sheets and lemons. We're like, yeah.
Fun fan questions coming in. Someone wants to know, this is a question for all of you guys. What is your favorite Christmas movie?
That we've done or that we like to watch?
I think you can take that in either direction because all of you guys have done amazing Christmas movies. So I would say if the one that you've done is your favorite, which I think for Shawl and I, that actually is a lot of your own movies, you can say the one that you've done. I say let's go in that direction.
Of one we've done.
Yeah, when you
it would almost be more interesting, Jackson Shawl, for you guys to list off your favorite movies of ours.
That's all the pressure. They have to sit there.
Look at that, how he turned that around.
Ladies first. What Danica, what's your favorite Christmas movie?
That I've done?
Yeah.
Okay, because I don't want to be like, my favorite Christmas movie to watch is one that I've done.
All of us.
But I do love, look, I loved making Crown for Christmas because we did it in Romania. And although it was a little challenging working in Romania, just logistically, because it's just not quite, they don't have all the resources that we have here in the US and also in Canada. But we were shooting in real castles that were like really old, like thousands of years old, and palaces. And so to just be shooting there, even though it was fake snow, all the rest of it was real. And that was really special and fun. And it just had this magical glow around it. And I think it's the most replayed movie of mine, of my Christmas movies for Hallmark for sure.
Yeah, we definitely know it.
What?
It's a fan favorite for sure. And we have your own cast too.
Yes,
So nice.
For Christmas, for Christmas in July. It's got that Sound of Music / Cinderella thing. And I mean, it's everybody's fantasy as a young child, I think, or young girl, is to somehow, find some magical royalty land, and then everything is just like, I don't know, there's something about it. So then when you're an adult watching that, it kindles something in your childhood.
Yes.
Alicia, what about you?
My favorite that I've done is the first one that I've done, which it's a very merry mix-up. I had no idea when I made that movie that it was going to be my first of many for Hallmark. I didn't even know it was going to end up on Hallmark when it was made. It just came to me as an independent Christmas film. It was a production company that ended up selling a slate of movies to Hallmark. Wow. And it was, even if nobody had ever seen it and it wasn't a successful movie, it would have been one of my favorite experiences because it was magical. I
love that movie, by the way. I love that movie. And I don't remember, Alicia, when I approached you at the TCAs when we first met, I was like, I love your Merry Mix-Up Christmas movie. You're fantastic in it, and I'm a huge fan. Do you remember that?
I do remember that.
You're like, no, it happens all the time. I remember, I was like, I have to go find Alicia Witt because I love that Christmas movie. It was so good.
I do remember that because I don't think you remember, but when we were teenagers, I came up to you very shyly at an event. I think you were still on Wonder Years at this point. I just moved to LA. I was 16, and I think you and I are the same age. I just turned 45. Yeah, I'm 45. I just turned 45. And I came up to you very shyly and was like, I just wanted to let you know that I think you're really great on the Wonder Years.
Well, I seem to remember you. I don't remember that, but I seem to remember you telling me that at the TCA afterwards.
Exactly.
So sweet. I love that. I love that specifically all of your Hallmark actors, like everyone's so like intertwined and has maybe met before or knows each other now and is friends. I mean, it's just such a great community of.
Yeah, well, Kris and I did a movie together years ago, 7 years ago, maybe.
Yeah. Well, it was 2013, so 7 years ago.
Yeah, because I just met my husband. And I remember when I was on set telling everybody that I found the love of my life. Like, I couldn't stop talking about it. They're like, how long have you known him? I'm like, 3 weeks.
Yeah, you're like, a week.
Oh, sure, yeah. And I was like, no, this is it. I know it. And I remember that. So it's been 7 years. But it was a wonderful movie. I had a small part in it, but it was such a beautiful story that I had to join in, and it was great. We had like 1 or 2 scenes together.
We did.
It was
We
called,
had a
it was
hospital
called
scene.
Produce at the time, right? And then it's Where Hope Grows.
Yeah, Where Hope Grows is
Where
what
Hope Grows.
we titled.
Oh,
We had
cool.
I remember you vividly from that experience.
All right, Polaha, you're up. Are you gonna do it in your Jimmy Stewart voice? No.
I think the movie that I sort of had I had the least expectations because I was new to the Hallmark universe and had the most fun sort of in the world of the Christmas movies, obviously, because Jill and we've had several different experiences that have topped it since. But at the time, the most fun I'd had, because I really had literally no expectation, was Rocky Mountain Christmas. And when this little tiny movie that we shot at the end of October, I mean, we were like we were the caboose of the whole thing. And people just loved it. And the movie was a lot of fun, and it's had a nice shelf life since. Lindy Booth was the leading lady in that, and we had a great time working together, and it was just a lot of fun. And what it was for me was this incredible entry into the Hallmark universe and into the fandom that exists within Hallmark. And I just all of a sudden I had arrived, and it was a really warm welcome. So it was a lot of fun. So I think Rocky Mountain Christmas ranks on the top of my Christmas movies.
Nice. And how about you, Jill?
Well, mine has probably got to be, well, first of all, my favorite Christmas movie of all time is The Christmas Story. I think we can all agree that I wasn't in that one, but it is literally playing at my house all the time during Christmas, along with the Hallmark Channel. But the one that the favorite one that I've been in is probably got to be Maggie's Christmas Miracle, and probably because it had a spiritual kind of theme to it. I mean, it was about this little boy and his letter to God. And anybody that knows me knows that I've got a pretty strong relationship with God, or I like to think I do. And so it had a lot of that in there, and I really connected, and that was, I just felt that one.
Yeah.
And Alicia, you just got done filming a Christmas movie.
Yes.
Can you tell us what it was like to be back on set?
Yeah, it was surreal for so many reasons. I think we decided to go even faster than we were originally planning. And this was a movie that I had been developing with Hallmark for years. It was a story that I wrote, and it was my first experience developing something like this. So the last couple of years, we kind of were close to making it. And then we got to where we were very close to making it at the beginning of this year. And then everything shut down. But then when SAG-AFTRA started talking about putting protocols into place, Hallmark actually did their own set of protocols ahead of those protocols even coming out. So SAG-AFTRA was looking over what they had put together, and we were kind of designing this list of things that made sense. For example, on that one, we didn't do the 2-week quarantine that a lot of productions are now doing. We just didn't fly. So I ended up taking a tour bus from Nashville to Salt Lake City, just me and my dog Ernest, because there's so many tour buses in Nashville that are grounded right now because there's no tours.
Like a rock?
Yeah.
That was weird.
Cool.
But I mean, there was no airplane travel. That was an interesting thing. Like, a lot of people drove in from LA to Salt Lake City, and to have everybody wearing masks and keeping their distance, and just this, it was very, it felt like such a blessing to get to do it. It was sort of the promise that, okay, a lot of things have changed, but some things are going to stay the same, and to take any of our anxiety and just pour it into making this beautiful, hopefully beautiful Christmas movie that will make people happy at a time when there's a lot of uncertainty and darkness. It was incredible. We all were in tears when we filmed the final shot. The sun was rising. It was one of those all-night shoots, and getting that final moment that all these beautiful movies have. And the sun was coming up and we were fighting the sun. And it's going to make me tear up just thinking about it. We realized we were done and we just kind of all lost it.
Oh my gosh. Well, it sounds like it's going to be so special. We're really looking forward to it. This is another fan question that came in for all of you. What has been the most challenging aspect of working in a set when it's summer and it's supposed to be a winter movie? Jill, I know you had one that was actually a Winter Fest movie, Hearts of Winter. Did you guys shoot that one in winter, or did you shoot it in summer? And
I would love to have said that we did, but we didn't. So there's a lot of fake snow. But my main challenge is just trying to, stay calm so my makeup stays on. I mean, my makeup girl is just like, stop sweating. And I don't know how to not sweat. Like you can't tell your sweat glands stop. You know what I mean? So it's just really a mind game, and you just really have to say, it's cold. Like it's cold. Because they were constantly telling me, Jill, you have to come in. If you're coming from the outside in, when it's really cold, you're like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, thank God I'm inside. Well, I was just walking in because, so you kind of have to remember that it's a lot of acting. You know what I mean? You have to, and that's my job. So I guess I should. But, I'm just saying, I would really like to shoot a winter movie in winter.
Wait, I have to tell you something, Jill, because 2 years ago, I shot my Christmas movie in October, and we were shooting in Muskoka, Canada, which is gorgeous. It was already cold. It was already, especially we shot part of it in Breckenridge as well. And I remember it was freezing. And I remember thinking, this is going to look so much better on camera. And it didn't look any different.
But did you see your breath? That's my main thing. I want to see the breath.
But it was genuinely cold. You're
like, this is
cold.
Oh yeah, the nose goes red.
Yeah.
And they come over with makeup to touch up your nose anyway. Because
it's
not like all I'm saying is that I remember thinking this is going to be so great. It's going to look so much more realistic, and it didn't. I mean, I guess the experience of shooting was a little better in some ways, but it didn't look any more real to me. I didn't see enough of that breath. I didn't see enough. There wasn't enough evidence.
Right.
Yeah, totally.
That made me feel so bad then.
I love Danica just being like, the return on investment for that.
I'll take a July Christmas movie anytime.
That's right. We bring Christmas magic. It's in us. It's not in the weather. That's what I'm here to say.
This is another fan question. The fan is me. What is the Mystery 101 Christmas movie?
Oh.
There you go.
We need to produce that.
I want to say also something about you guys, Kris and Jill. I love, is it Pearl in Paradise?
Oh,
yes. So good. Such a good movie. I mean,
Thank
I'm
you.
really a fan of that movie. Anybody just, you got to go look it up and find when it's going to air next because it's really good.
You guys shot that in Fiji too, didn't you? Did you go to Fiji and shoot that movie?
Yeah, you got to tell them the story, Kris, because we have a pretty interesting backstory that I don't think a lot of people know.
About how we met. How we
met, yeah.
When we first met. So Jill and I did a pilot for Fox back in 2003 or 4.
I was like 10 years old.
Yeah, 2004. It was Jill's first job. It was the first thing you'd ever done, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it was my first time. Like I'd done that Kennedy movie, but then this was my first network pilot. It was my first. I guess it was my second pilot, but the first one I did go. So this was like. And it was all supposed to go. It was the whole thing. It was a big, big deal. And we shot in Hawaii. Jill came in. We had this crazy scene where we're like in a pool, and we're, I mean, it's like one of those crazy scenes.
Let's just say this. I had definitely never kissed anybody. So Kris is my first on-screen kiss, and I was so nervous. And I just remember thinking. In the pool, I kind of had to wrap my legs around him and grab onto him and kiss him. All I could think of was, oh my God, I'm so cold and my leg hairs are going to spike out and stick him.
What's the first thing I said?
When we're in the pool, he goes, ow. I was like, oh, Oh my God. Like I just wanted to get out and quit the scene right then.
We were kids. I mean, I was 26, you were 22. I mean, it was like we were little kids still. I mean, we were young.
So the next time I saw Kris was in Fiji. So
Oh my gosh.
like all these tropical locations.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was an amazing experience. I'll never forget. We were on the Navua River. We were upriver, so we had to take these little pontoon boats, travel upriver
With our gear.
Yeah, we've got this amazing picture of a boat with a giant, those porta potties, like so there's this porta potty like going upriver. Jill and I and our crew, our Fijian crew that were being paid, unfortunately, because that was the way the government worked. It was like they were getting paid like $5 a day. It was crazy, and they were just
they worked hard.
They worked so hard, and they were loading this equipment down a muddy hillside along this little tributary into the New River. In mud that if you stepped in it went up to your knees. I mean, it was just the thickest. It was insane. It was
awesome.
truly guerrilla filmmaking, and the result was awesome, Danica. Thank you for
Thank you so much.
Because let's face it, a lot of the Hallmark movies have a very similar kind of feel and a very similar, storyline sometimes, and this one just was a little different. I just really liked it. I just thought it was really fun.
Thank you.
We did come up with a mystery on that show, but Polly's Country Mysteries, but we got Mystery 101 instead.
He wants me to be Polly, and I live on a farm, and I got all these
Who stole my eggs?
with my farm animal.
Well, maybe you can incorporate some of the farm into the Mystery 101 Christmas movie we're going to have at some point.
It needs to happen.
Yeah.
Mystery 101, Christmas on the Farm. I mean,
That's it.
writing itself.
Pitching it.
Right here. This is a very sweet question. For all of you, do you have a childhood Christmas ornament that you hang on your tree?
I do.
You do?
I do. Yeah, when I was a little girl, my favorite show, like when I was 3, my absolute favorite show was the Mary Tyler Moore Show. And I just thought Mary Tyler Moore was the bee's knees, and I loved everybody on the show. And there's this little, she's like a marching drum character. And I remember thinking she looked like Rhoda, Valerie Harper's character.
That is so sweet.
And so I put her on the tree every year, and I just, oh, hi, Rhoda. She doesn't really look much like Rhoda, but that's what she looked like to me when I was tiny. So I still just think of her like that. She's got a bright blue outfit and the little marching drum with a little holly on it. And
Oh my gosh.
yeah, she always goes towards the top.
Alicia, when you were little, did you practice doing the hat throw? The thing?
I didn't cry. I think actually I did. My mom would remember that, but I definitely remember dancing around to the Mary Tyler Moore theme, and I would act out entire scenes, and I'd watch it while my dad was teaching at, for his work, and he'd come home and I would enact the entire scene that I'd seen with everybody. Well, it was such a special show.
Oh, that was sweet. What about you, Kris?
My wife does an amazing job of collecting ornaments. So our tree is literally top to bottom, very special, either vacations or first, like when our kid was first born, so his first Christmas. All 3 sons have a first Christmas ornament, obviously. So there's not one in particular. We even have our first Christmas ornament, like when Julianne and I were first dating, first Christmas together, we got an ornament. So we have that. But my parents have this little ornament that I made when I was tiny, and it just says "Happy Birthday, Jesus," and it's a little cross, and it has 3 pennies taped to it.
Aww.
It just kind of hangs heavily on the tree, and they Jake construction paper, and they still put that on the tree every year. 43 years. I mean, probably because I was 7 when I made it, so 43 minus 7. Danica, you can do that.
Yeah, right.
That is so sweet.
There's an ornament that my son made that I helped him make years ago. He was probably 3 or 4 years old, and it's a garbage. So it was a garbage can. He was obsessed with garbage cans and garbage trucks, and I mean, really obsessed. He wanted to make a garbage can or an ornament. So I we got some like paper. I looked up how to like make your own construction paper. I don't know. I was really into it. And so we like put paper in a blender with water and food coloring. So you want to get it just this right shade of blue, and then we put glitter in it, and then we dried the paper on screens, and then cut it and glued it, and like decorated it. And that thing's like kind of falling apart, half falling apart. But I preserve that thing, and it goes in the tree every year. And I just remember how proud he was of it. And I mean, he's gonna be 10, so he's still little, but like his love of garbage cans is something that's really hard to articulate. Just how precious garbage cans were to him. He loved garbage cans and garbage trucks so much that we would get in the car on garbage day and follow garbage trucks to watch them pick up garbage cans and dump them in. So either we'd hear one and we'd run to the garage and get in the car, or we'd just drive around the neighborhood. Hey, want to go look for the garbage truck? Yeah. And we'd always find one eventually. And then we'd tail it. And they would like stop and like try to wave us on. I'm like, no, we're here. We're not trying to pass you. We're here for you. So that little garbage can ornament always reminds you.
I love that.
Yeah.
Danica, I don't think I've ever heard a kid. That is adorable. I love that.
Those kids are so weird.
I know.
But the things that are precious to them become precious to you. When I hear a garbage truck, still to this day, my heart will leap a little in excitement.
That no one ever, except for you.
And you never know what your kid's gonna love. So we'll see. It's beautiful.
Do you have an ornament, Jill?
Yeah, I do have an ornament. I just remember growing up, I was pretty much raised by my dad, and he would try his best to put together a tree for us, and it was always very interesting, to which today he still has a tree up year-round because he just doesn't take down. But there was one ornament that he always managed to put on there, and it was Santa Claus on a motorcycle. And I was basically raised in a sidecar. My dad put me on the motorcycle when I was little, and like we'd ride around. But I was convinced that my dad was Santa Claus. And he kind of looks like Santa Claus. So that ornament to me was so cool. I was like, my dad has his own ornament, but it was like really like well done, right? So I was thinking, I don't know, like he's kind of legit. And then I found out that he wasn't Santa Claus. So, but I still love that ornament.
It gives like that whole "I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus" song a whole new meaning there. This is actually a fan question that came through. Speaking of that, did you ever try to catch a glimpse of Santa bringing presents when you were little? This is for everyone.
Absolutely.
Nope.
I remember one night I heard Santa's sleigh land on my roof, and I heard the reindeer kind of clip-clop a little bit.
Oh,
Are you serious? Your parents did that?
I'm just telling you, all I know is that that's what I heard. And I got out of my little bed, and I opened up the door, and I crept down. We had this amazing staircase that, like, my parents had. It was a cool little house, and it had a stair. It was a 2-story thing, and it had a staircase. And looking up the stairs, on the right was the living room, and on the left was the dining room. So from the railing, you could look down and see the fireplace and the Christmas tree in the corner. And I remember just like being this little kid, like staring over the railing, like, waiting. And I was like, and they've already put the presents down. And so I figured he was so fat.
Wait, we don't know who's watching this. So you're saying,
and that's what I mean.
That was magical.
Yeah,
That sounds
presents already at that point. You know, when I was about 4 or 5 years old, my parents came in and woke us up. My mom came in and woke us up and said, girls, I think me and my sister, I think Santa's here. And we went over. We also had a railing looking down. And it was so strange because Santa came in the front door, which they said was unusual, but happens sometimes if the chimney isn't quite the right shape. And Santa came in and we could just see him from the top. And it was like the coolest thing. And I remember year after year, we'd ask if that could happen again. And we just never got lucky to be up at that exact moment again.
He's fat.
This is a great question from Nancy from Iowa. What's your favorite Christmas tradition that you have at home?
The Yule log, Christmas Yule log. That's one that I've actually incorporated into a couple of my Christmas movies.
Yeah, the one that which was the one that you baked it in Christmas at Dollywood? Is that the one when you made it in that movie?
Christmas at Dollywood, and also it's in Coming Home for Christmas. 2 of my Christmas movies. There's this tradition from my family of a Christmas Yule log, and it's the only thing that I know how to bake because I'm a terrible baker. I will mess up cookie recipes. I mean, it's ridiculous. I can cook dinner. Like, that's fine. Give me some fish and some veggies and rice, whatever. I can potatoes, roasted, whatever. But give me like a cake or a pie or something. It's just horrible. It just never works. I don't know what my problem is. So the chocolate Yule log recipe, it's 4 pages. My mom typed it out in detail so that I would not mess it up. And it takes me like hours to do, but it's so good. And it always turns out perfectly. And it's just really, and then I love to decorate it. So it looks like it's bouche de Noël, as some people call it. And then decorate it with little marzipan figurines and things. So I love that. And that is a tradition that I'm so proud of because it's something that I can bake and present at a Christmas dinner. And yes, I like sticking. I mean, do you guys put some of your own stuff in your movies as well? Because I've stuck math in my movies before. I
stick cheesy jokes in my movies. Like dad jokes that I say in real life. Yeah. And they've made it into the movies.
Okay.
So I don't know. And I also crack myself up when I say ridiculous things.
Danica, you just opened up a whole nother portal for Hallmark fans. When they watch your movies, they're going to be looking for these Danica McKellar Easter eggs. Like, what's really from her life? We in our family, we do church every Christmas Eve we'll do church, and then we come home, we watch Christmas Vacation with Chevy Chase without fail, and then we wait for Santa Claus to show up.
Wow.
I mean, yes, I have a whole story which I won't bother you. It's too long, but Santa, if you ever get to, not here, not now, but yes, we wait. And we sometimes also.
That's beautiful.
Oh. What about you, Jill?
I have my dad started this tradition when we were little, and I used to hate it. I'll be honest with you. I used to hate doing this, but he was like, all I want for Christmas this year is your Christmas letter. And what the Christmas letter was, it was your kind of an account for the year, like what you were thankful for, what happened, what you were sad about, what you accomplished, anything like that. Well, and we write them on Christmas Eve. And so everybody goes to their side of the house and we write them. And I remember when I was little, I was like, oh gosh, I have to I just didn't like writing in journals and stuff like that. So I would write down all this stuff. Well, now it's become my favorite gift that my dad gets me. And I've included obviously now my husband into it, and it's great. And we're, when Army gets old enough to where she can write, I'm going to force her to do it.
Great idea.
But it's really nice because we just we stick it in the stockings, and it of course never fails because I read that first, and so I don't care if I get up and put makeup on, which I rarely do, but if I do, it's off by the time. I should wait until the last thing to read that letter, but it's always just the highlight of my Christmas to get my letters.
That is so cool. I want to steal that now. I want to take the Christmas.
It's really nice because you can keep them and you go back and you really just remember the year, you know what I mean? And it's nice to hear from somebody else, like what their year was like, what was the struggles in my dad's year? Like, what was he really appreciative of? It's nice. It's really nice.
Do you have like a collection of all the past letters? Yeah.
I
read those too?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, look, it's hard for me to go back and two, I have like some of my grandmother's letters, and bless her heart, she's not with us anymore. So it's when you take those out on Christmas Eve and you start reading some of those, it's really like, that's what Christmas to me is about, along with, the celebration of Jesus. And so it's, it just, it just encompasses everything, like family and God and,
That's
all that
cool.
good stuff. And cookies. You'll love cookies.
We have another great fan question from Seb. He wants to know, this is for all of you. what is your favorite Christmas carol?
Mine is "Oh Holy Night."
Mine is Silent Night. We sing that on Christmas Eve. The family gets around that's our prayer before we eat. We sing Silent Night.
I mean, I like Sleigh Ride, you know? It's just that way, it just makes me so happy. Every time you hear it, it makes me happy. I don't know why. It just, and my son really likes it too. It's just like so. It's just, you know, and actually, just thinking about Sleigh Ride, it makes me excited about Christmas coming. Like I just like that song. Yeah. A lot.
What about you, Polaha?
Silent Night gets 2. Silent Night. It's just the one I know, and so it's the one every time.
You only know one. You're like that.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. That one rolls through the head. The one from the Ray Charles song from Christmas Vacation is beautiful.
So
good. But yeah, Silent Night is the one I hum a lot during the season.
And I want to give a shout out to the Barry Manilow Christmas album as well. There's a song on there called "Because It's Christmas." It's an original song of his, so it doesn't really count as a Christmas carol. But when I think about getting excited for Christmas, like when I'm putting up my tree, and it's always the first Christmas album I put on, because it's giving me shivers just thinking about it. It's everything that Christmas means to me, and all the Christmases past kind of come rushing back to me when I put that album and particularly that song on. Tonight the stars shine for the children.
Oh, beautiful. I love that. No, I'm gonna have to listen to it now. I mean, just you talking about it is like so. I know how meaningful it was. It's so sweet.
Yeah. I want Alicia singing "Oh Holy Night."
Yes.
That's what I need in my life to kick off the Christmas season.
Alicia, have you thought about doing a cover of that song that you love?
I haven't really thought about it until this moment. Maybe I will.
That was my idea. Oh my goodness! Just you talking about the song was mesmerizing.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. I have. I think last year, maybe I don't know. This is the first time I've seriously thought about it. And I love that you just mentioned it, Danica. Maybe I will. Because not enough people know that.
I can't wait to hear I can't wait to hear it. I'm so excited to watch it.
This is from Alicia Greenspan. She says, for everyone, have you brought your families to the Hallmark sets whenever you've been shooting? Do you bring your family with you?
Mm-hmm.
Do they get to come on set and see you act, or are they just hanging out in the trailers, sort of? Because I know, Danica, you bring your son.
My mom and my son often make cameos. I mean, they've made cameos in I think in every Christmas movie of mine, and many others. Not the Magic yet, but no, they're in there. I mean, they were of course at Dollywood with me. I mean, how are they not going to go to Dollywood and be, meet Dolly Parton? Oh my gosh!
I wish you could have taken me. I would have wanted to go.
The day we shot in this big theater with Dolly Parton was the first day that she worked on set. And she walked onto that theater stage. We were all there waiting. We were shooting this scene where I'm surprised by Dolly being there. So I'm sitting in the bench, and we kept rehearsing it with a photo double. And then the moment that it was really her, it was like I was going through the same thing that I was just rehearsing. It was all the anticipation. And when she was, we had to shoot everything around her. So we're shooting up until we were shooting a whole scene that happens before she walks in. And then we'd have to, it was cut right when she was supposed to walk in. And then she walks in. And it was just everybody was just you can't believe that she's really there in person, and she's just in this head to toe sparkly silver sequined outfit, and she's just blinding with her, she has an aura and angels singing around her, and she just goes, "Merry Christmas, everybody!" And everybody at ease, and then we're shooting, and in between, my mom and my son were sitting in the audience, and she's like, "What's your son's name?" Draco. She's like, "Oh, Draco." She made up some little song on the spot. I'm going, "Crap, where's my phone?" Nobody recorded it because it was just an impromptu thing, and And like actress was like, Draco, remember that moment for the rest of your life. You will never forget. The Dolly Parton was singing straight to you. And she made a
Made a
song.
song about you, yeah.
It's like about Draco meeting her, like a thing. She like put together this little thing, and by the time I got my phone out, she was done. Like, okay, that was a moment that I was just supposed to enjoy, and I did. Anyway, it was amazing. And so, in terms of having family on set, that moment really, that's the one. That moment was it that my child.
Was it that stage at Dollywood where she appears as a hologram if you're just attending Dollywood, or was it separate? Was it a separate?
No, it was separate. I didn't even know about that. That's really cool.
Well, it's the same room where they have your math book, where I sent you the picture.
Oh yes,
I went to Dollywood just as a tourist with my friend who was visiting last year.
Yeah, the museum.
Yeah,
yeah. No, this was the big theater. This is actually the theater where we were shooting. But yes, that is a very cool thing. I don't want to take. I'm talking and talking. I'm sorry. Dolly Parton gets me going. You guys, I want to hear about your families coming to sets and how it goes and what you do.
My mom and dad were, they came to visit when I was filming in Connecticut 2 years ago for Christmas on Honeysuckle Lane. And they live in Worcester, Massachusetts, where I grew up. So that was an easy journey for them. And we made a vacation out of it. And they came, stayed the weekend. We had a nice weekend together. And then all day Monday, they were on set with me. And they are prominently featured in this snowman making scene. It's kind of comical. If you know they're in that scene, the camera racks to them about 6 different times. They are definitely the featured background couple of that scene. It made me so happy. And they had such a blast. And it was just, that was one of my favorite group casts that we've ever had. We were a very tight-knit pair, a tight-knit group of us. It was like 6 actors who were in a lot of the scenes, and everybody was so lovely to my mom and dad, and they got to sit in the cast chairs and watch at the monitor when they weren't needed on set. But because they were so prominently featured, they were needed a lot. You know, it was like, wow, you guys are working today.
It's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
What about you guys, Kris? Have your boys ever gone to set with you, or?
Yeah, actually, Jill, remember this? They came to, Julianne and the boys came to Fiji with me to watch. So we were there for Pearl in Paradise. And Jill, do you remember when we had our kiss scene and the boys? Were the boys?
Oh, so awkward.
So awkward.
Tell.
Yeah, we want to know this story.
Oh man, I mean, Julianne, you know, his wife, she's so cool. Like that didn't bother me because she's just so cool, right? And but the boys watching, that's a whole different thing. I was like, sorry.
And the picture that we got from that kiss is like the most epic picture in the world of me. Like I've got like a giant pot belly resting like on me.
I wish we could pull up that picture right now.
I'm glad we can't. And then my family, historically, I've always wanted to incorporate them. So I did a TV show called North Shore, and Julianne, when Caleb was a baby, walked into this into our finale scene, and you can see Caleb kind of walking away. On Life Unexpected, little Micah was Kerr's baby in the finale. And then has Jude been anything?
No.
Yeah, Jude. I got to get Jude in something. I got one more to go.
Oh my gosh, that's so sweet. I love that.
We got to get Army in a movie.
Yeah.
No, Army is we're going a different way with Army. We're just
she's gonna be in the Army.
I want her. That would actually be pretty cool. But no, you know who is really interested is my stepdaughter, Leah. And she takes a lot of theater and now granted she's only 10, but she always gets the leads in all of her plays. And I think that was really interesting to her. But the first time she actually came to set with me and saw how it really works, she's just a really smart kid. And she just sat there and took it all in. And she told me afterwards, she was like, I really like this. And so, you know, I want to bring her with me as much as I can. If it's something that she really, really wants to do, I want her to see it from all angles, you know, whether she wants to produce or act or whatever it is. But she's she loves coming to set, and she loves sitting in those chairs, and you get the headphones, and she's like, it's so cool. You can't hear them unless you have the headphones on. So,
oh my
that's
gosh.
pretty cool.
That's so awesome. Way to go, Leah. I'm excited to see where that takes her. That'll be
I'm hoping maybe I can get her on as an extra or something cool like that. So just so she can feel what it feels like to be in that kind of environment versus a theater environment, because it's different.
Yeah.
It's really different.
We have a great question from a fan, Heather. She wants to know, when do you guys start decorating your houses for Christmas?
Can I start with this one?
Yeah.
So I have a cool story about decorating my house for Christmas. So, I mean, by and large, everything's in a Tupperware, and I'll bring it out right after Thanksgiving and try to have the house up for December. And then I'm pretty fickle about not fickle, but particular about in January. I don't like the new year. I don't like it lingering too long. But my wife, she's like, it's so pretty, leave it up for a little bit. So it's usually December to mid-January. But this last year, we just moved, and something got a hold of me, and I put the lights up pretty early. And we have this house that has a really beautiful ridgeline, and there's also a nice, a pretty peak. And I just really did it up. It was the first year in the house, and I was like, I'm going to make this look like Christmas Palooza. It's going to be amazing. What I didn't know was that up the street, the very first top neighbor, they lost their little girl long ago, whose name was Noelle. And every year, and I don't mean to bring the whole thing down, but it's a really beautiful turnaround. And so every year, she'll go up into this room and she'll pray. And the only house that she can see at the end is our house. And when it lit up, it started every time she would go to pray. This house was like this little beacon of light, and it really meant a lot to her. So this year in particular, this last Christmas, she came up, and her and her husband, she came up and gave me this huge hug, and she's like, I just want you to know how much it means, your house. And we were the only house lit up on the street for some reason. I don't know why, but we were I was just going for it. And they were very, it was the first time where I experienced firsthand what Christmas joy is. And it's that same couple. They're how I met the writer that I'm co-authoring the books with. So these people all of a sudden it's just a really wonderful, weird world, how it works out.
Wow. Oh my gosh, that is a beautiful.
So, yeah, when is November?
That's really beautiful, Kris.
Yeah.
Kris, I just expected to have your Jimmy Stewart impression today. I didn't know you were going to make me cry, too.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, ladies.
No, but thank you for sharing it.
Yeah, of course.
That's beautiful. It was all meant to be, that you would buy that house, too.
It's sweet.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
It's all as it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
There's so many reasons.
I mean, and that's what I think. Why I think for us, just to drop in on another level, real quick, I think what we experience doing these Hallmark movies, and I know Jill and I have talked about this on set. And Danica, I know your heart a little bit, and Alicia, we haven't gotten to know each other yet, but I hope we do. And I have so many cool things about the movie that you did this summer, which for your Christmas film, which you produced, and I would love to hear that story. But these things that we make, they touch people in a way it's singular. It's the entire industry. Something's happening.
What is that?
I don't know.
I'll mute myself if it's me. I'm sorry.
Is it
I'm so sorry, you guys. I think it's gone now, but
Yeah, it's gone now. I don't know what it was.
we're gonna call one of us, or somebody's calling in. But what were you saying, Kris?
Yeah, I'm just saying okay? Just the heart and soul of Hallmark.
It was beautiful for the underscore.
I got the phone guy. Technology for you. It was like, shut up. You're too much right now. We're not going there. I think that's why people love Hallmark. It's what people tune in for, because you watch these movies that they go straight to the heart, and it is about human connection. It is about love, and I think that's why the fans, they've reacted the way they've reacted, and why this juggernaut has become the thing that it is, because it's about the heart.
Yeah, and something that people say, oh, I want to escape with Hallmark Channel. I want to, But I don't think it's just about escape. I really don't. I really think it also has to do with reminding people of the importance of things like family traditions and connection and things like that. It reminds people when they're sitting at home going, oh, wait, you know what? Look at this silly little family tradition that they have and how much it actually means, because it actually does. You know, whatever the traditions are, if you have some, I mean, I've noticed personally after doing 5 or I guess now it's going to be 6 Christmas movies that the word tradition, Christmas tradition, family tradition is always in the script at least twice, maybe 3 times. Have you guys noticed that?
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the words that's in all.
Yes, and I
love that there's always activities.
Yes,
and that's not an accident. It's,
right. There's also this acknowledgement, the vocabulary. I really believe that it's been deliberate, and I hope that as we evolve as a channel, I hope that stays, because reminding people of the importance of family traditions, of starting family traditions. Well, let's start a new tradition. That's said a lot of times. Like all this kind of stuff reminds people about how to enrich their own lives and how to bring a little bit of that Hallmark Christmas magic that they're seeing truly into their own lives and their own families. And I love that our movies have that little gift in there for people who watch them a lot. They're going to get indoctrinated. They're just going to see that and feel that and remember. That, hey, well, what should we do? Let's do like a random thing where we make hot cocoa and we always decorate the mugs like Christmas trees. I don't know, like whatever it is.
That's a good idea.
I don't know. I just made up something. Right?
I love that.
You know what I'm saying? No, I don't know what I just said. But the point is, like, whatever the traditions, it doesn't matter what the traditions are.
Yeah.
It's just to have a tradition with your family, to have a couple. And I've noticed anytime that, you know, we do interviews for like promoting Hallmark, you know, Countdown to Christmas in general, the questions are always like, what's your favorite family? Or you go to home family. What's your favorite, your favorite Christmas tradition? You know, and that those questions that it reemphasizes it. And I just think it brings people to a certain kind of awareness about how to make Christmas more meaningful in their families.
Yeah.
That's my take on it.
I mean, I know as a fan, I can definitely resonate with that. I love the traditions. I love the nostalgia. It's escapism, but it's comfort food too. You know, it's like, it just makes you feel warm and like happy and just taken care of. It's really, the movies that you do mean a lot to the people that watch them and everyone here who's commenting and asking questions. So thank you so much for doing them.
It's an honor. It's a true privilege to get to make one every year and to know that these are going to become part of people's family traditions. It's just such a sacred time of year, and it's one of the things I look forward to the most since I've started making these Christmas movies. I really look forward to filming them.
Yeah, we get to be a part of people's Christmas traditions, which is kind of an amazing experience, you know?
Yeah, and I think if I were to really be honest about it, I mean, I got into these movies because of my grandmother, because she asked me to do one. And grandma wants, grandma gets. And so after that, like now that she's gone, but knowing that I used to watch these with her and that she loved it, there's something very nostalgic about sitting down at Christmas. And although she's not here physically when I watch these movies, like I can just hear her little comments and she's like, quiet, everybody, quiet, you know? And it's just like that moment is still there, although she's not, you know? These movies still are, and that makes me think of her. And it's just it's a great thing.
Yeah.
Well, these live on forever and they bring people together. And I think all of us right now in this collective experience, I mean, getting to talk to you guys today, being here with all the fans, we're so grateful. And before we do close out, we want to know what your Christmas wish is for this year.
I mean, this has been a rough. 2020 has been a rough year. So, you know, when you pray for peace and you pray for, I mean, nevermore. My little Christmas wish would be that there's just some, you know, just a deep sense of settle. Like, I don't know. There's just so much to do right now.
People need to find the love again.
I mean, a vaccine obviously would be nice.
My Christmas wish would be that 2020, with all of its challenges and its loss pain and heaviness. My prayer and my wish is that 2020 lifts more of us up through its hardships and the lessons we have learned, and that collectively we become stronger and braver and more open, and yes, that we come back to more love than we had before, and that we learn a lot from 2020.
My wish is that all of this, there's so much going on that so many people are so upset about, and there's so much to be upset about. And my wish is that, very similar to Alicia's, that we can take all of that and help to transform it into becoming, I mean, this is going to sound weird, but like warriors of peace, like warriors of hope and love. And it's certainly, for me, it's redirected already this year. And this year's been so tough for me. And it's been tough for a lot of people. And we don't all share all the ways in which it's been tough in our personal lives and the way it's reflected. And because that's, I don't know, I don't share everything. But the point is, it's been really, really rough. And it's helped me to realize how much pain there is in the world. And using this new perspective to become a soldier for good. And like, it's just, I don't know, it's just galvanized me. And Alicia knows, because we've been DMing about it, but I'm learning a lot about child trafficking and really joining in and getting truly involved. I've been doing that with foster kids too. It's just like, there's just like so many people out there who really need help. So many kids that need help. And because it's been so hard, I've just gotten like more in touch with how hard life can be. And so I'm really, really excited to get to be part of a Christmas movie again this year, to bring joy and to help people, lift people out of that. At the same time, let's not forget how hard so many people have it, and let's let this sort of focus our energy to be more useful and helpful, those of us who can, in the years to come.
Yeah.
So that's my.
Yeah.
Yes.
Love that. Well, and Jill, did you share yours?
Oh gosh, yeah. I mean, it's a combination of all of that, and I certainly, it's a weird year for me because it was also.
This was such a happy one.
It's like a miracle year for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so odd because it was the greatest thing in my life, but yet it's been a really awful year other than that. And it's my wish that people just remember that you have to love one another. And I always say, instead of looking straight ahead and at someone else, we all need to be looking up and talking to God and asking him to help us through this, you know, and soften our hearts, and let's find empathy for everybody else. And it's not easy, and there's no easy answer, and it's going to take a lot of work for everybody, but you can't ever give up, right?
Yeah.
Well, we have to teach our kids anyway, because they're the future. So
We have to go forward.
Yeah. And sometimes
we're lucky enough to be here. We have to go forward.
Yeah. Sometimes, ladies, the best Christmas wish is just a wish for the moon, Mary, and you can moonlight and shine out of the tips of our fingers and the ends of our hair.
I didn't know he was going to do it. I felt it, and then I was like, I hope he does. I think that was my Christmas list.
That was a Merry Christmas.
Everything everyone said, I was like, I hope all that and
a little Jimmy.
And yes.
Well, again, to all of you, thank you so much for taking the time to do this. You know, all those wishes, I hope they come true, because we need all of it to happen. And again, thank you for sharing that. And we're ready for Christmas. I mean, it's almost here. All the Christmas are going to be coming. We're just so excited. Again, you guys, all the fans, thank you so much for these questions. If we didn't get to one, I'm so sorry, but hopefully you've enjoyed the conversation, and definitely still you have time to sign up for autographs, you know, one-on-ones, you know.
Now, how much time do they have to sign up for a one-on-one? Is it like 2 minutes now?
Up until the time that your one-on-one start. I think you need to, I would go to That's for Entertainment now.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know what
Your
time.
phone. It's that 4 with the 4. Just go do it now. Be like,
Click on the banner. There's a banner going right now, right?
Yeah,
Mine
there
starts
is.
in an
Oh,
hour
you
from
can't click
now.
on it. You have to just type it in. Okay.
Mine
This is
starts
your
at
chance to,
20 minutes.
get
Yours starts in 20 minutes, Kris?
Mine does too.
autographs, everything with these guys. And again, all of you, thank you so much. And Merry Early Christmas. Thank you.
Merry Christmas.
Christmas.
See you soon.